to get started. Thanks for your patience this morning. I want to start off by welcoming you to the Yerba Buena neighborhood. And we're actually standing in the east garden of the Yerba Buena Gardens. So welcome to this area. My name is Kathy Maupin, and I am the Executive Director of the Yerba Buena Community Benefit District. I also have the privilege of serving as the board chair of the Yerba Buena Gardens Conservancy that oversees this great park. We are so pleased that you have been able to join us today, and we are honored to have Mayor London Breed celebrating the launch of the Welcome Ambassadors program here in Yerba Buena. Yerba Buena is a community, or a neighborhood, I should say. It really is a neighborhood of where culture, conventions, and community come together. We are home to world-class museums like the one right behind me. We are home to the Moscone Center, to hotels, to educational institutions, and to this public garden mixed in with live-work lofts, condos, and senior housing. Every day, visitors, residents, and commuters converge here in Yerba Buena, and we thought this was the perfect backdrop to launch the San Francisco Welcome Ambassadors program. For my colleagues from the downtown community benefit districts, or benefit districts, I should say, and I'm speaking specifically of the East Cut, downtown, Fisherman's Wharf, Union Square, and Yerba Buena, we welcome these ambassadors with open arms. They will be an extension. These guys, I just met all these guys. They're doing amazing work. They are an extension of the work that our districts are already doing, with our ambassadors, with our clean and safe team, and it's incredibly important as we emerge from the pandemic. So we want to thank Mayor Breed and her team for their leadership on focusing on the recovery of downtown San Francisco. So without further ado, it is my honor and privilege to introduce Mayor London Breed.
Thank you, Kathy, and it's really great to be here today to celebrate a program that's really been in the making for some time now. San Francisco is coming alive again, and I know today is a cloudy day, a little drizzle here and there, the weather that most of us as San Franciscans are used to. But every now and then that sun is shining, and San Francisco is shining bright because what we're seeing as it relates to those who have been vaccinated, 84% of San Franciscans fully vaccinated. And next week, children will be eligible under the age of 12, between 5 and 12. And we are doing everything we can to make sure that that continues. 98% of our city's workforce is vaccinated. Incredible. So as we try to keep one another safe, like we've done from the very beginning of this pandemic, we also want to keep our economy going. We want to open our businesses. We want to make sure that residents can enjoy San Francisco. We want visitors to enjoy San Francisco. We want conventions to come back to San Francisco. We want this city to thrive. And when businesses are open and people are coming back downtown to work, events are happening at Yerba Buena Center for the Arts, that is really an important part of our economic engine. It's how we generate revenue, but more importantly, bringing people together is something that I love to see happen in our city. Now, part of what we've been experiencing as well is what I feel the wrong messaging about what our city is. We are the people who, as San Franciscans, know how to communicate what's happening here based on our own personal experiences. And yes, like any other major dense city, we have challenges. We still have challenges with homelessness. We still, sadly, have challenges with crime. And part of what we have to do is make some adjustments to ensuring that people who are here get the help and the support that they need, but making sure that those who are working here and living here also feel safe. We can do both. And that's why this new program, having ambassadors who welcome people to San Francisco, who make people feel like we want them here, who make people who live here feel safe. It's why that is so important. A couple of years ago, we launched an initial program. We know that a number of the BIDs had business improvement districts around this area. They have people who are out here doing the hard work and welcoming people and helping to keep the neighborhood clean and safe. And we launched a program bringing some of the retired police officers, including your old captain, Captain Garrity, who's here with us today, along with other members of the San Francisco Police Department who understand and know these communities and have relationships with our police officers to try and deter a lot of the activity that we know should not continue to occur in this community. But we're taking it up a notch with this new program. Our welcome ambassadors, who under the mask will keep a smile on their faces, who will be really the faces of San Francisco. So when people are getting off at BART, when people are on the buses, when people are walking from their hotels to the convention center, when people are moving about San Francisco, they know that these bright orange jackets mean that they can get help. Which direction? What do I need to do? How can I get to where I need to go? What do you recommend for the best restaurant in this neighborhood? What's in the MoMA right now? What's happening in San Francisco? That's what they're here to do, provide that level of support, and when they see activity that might be questionable or challenging, to call the right people to help to deal with it. We know that it's been a challenging almost 2 years of dealing with the global pandemic. But now that we've gone through it and we've protected one another through this process, it's time to take it up a notch. It's time for us to open this city. It's time for us to make sure our people feel safe and welcomed here. It's time to clean up these streets. It's time to do the work, and it's time to ensure that people feel safe. So as we reopen San Francisco, placing strategically our community ambassadors, our retired folks from the San Francisco Police Department, our police officers, our Union Street folks who are working as ambassadors as well, it's time for us to work hand in hand as one San Francisco to really make sure that we bring our city back to life and we make people feel good about being a part of this city. We make sure that they walk away and say, I had a great time in San Francisco. I felt safe in San Francisco. I recommend you visit San Francisco because they have this incredible exhibit at the museum, the De Young or the MoMA. This is a great city. And now it's our time to take care of it, to do everything we can in our respective positions to improve upon it, to make sure that we're putting our all to it. Not just for our economic future, but for the prosperity of each and every one of us. I want to thank so many people who are joining us here today, including Rodney Fong from the San Francisco Chamber of Commerce for all the work you do in helping to bring businesses together, which are an important part of this city. Kevin Carroll from the Hotel Council, thank you so much. And I want to see those hotels packed with people who are coming to the city. I'm fighting to get all these conventions and other activities and things here, but we know there's so much more work to do. So I want to thank you, our Deputy Chief, David Lazar, and others who are joining us. So many great people working collaboratively together in order to ensure that this city is open for business, it's thriving, and we're taking good care of one another like we did throughout this pandemic. Thank you all so much for joining us here today. Always forget my job. And I also want to introduce the supervisor for this district, who we have been working hand in hand to try and deal with so many of the challenges that this community faces, but also we should always take a moment to appreciate the beauty and the success of some of the things that we've been able to accomplish. Yerba Buena Center for the Arts and Yerba Buena as a whole is an amazing jewel of San Francisco, and we want to keep it that way. And the supervisor who represents this community is Supervisor Matt Haney.
Thank you, Mayor Breed, for your leadership and to your entire team for this initiative. You know, one thing we all know about Mayor Breed is that she loves the city of San Francisco, and she also loves to show off the city of San Francisco. And this community in particular, this part of San Francisco, has so much to show off to visitors and to the world. We have some of the most important and dynamic arts institutions in the world right here within a block of where we are standing. We have beauty and open space. We have cultural institutions and arts institutions and nightlife. This is in so many ways a part of San Francisco that we want to show off. And when we show it off, we know that there are tremendous benefits to our entire city. This area accounts for billions of dollars in revenue that's being brought to our city, and spending that comes here, tens of thousands of jobs, folks who work in our hotels, folks who work in all of the surrounding businesses that rely on the people who live and work here. So when we are opening up and welcoming people, and when we are making it safer and cleaner and more welcoming overall, it's something that all of us benefit from. I represent this area here. This is a dense residential neighborhood, and this isn't only going to be about a better place for visitors. This is also going to be about a better place, a safer place, a cleaner place for the people who live here. And so I want to thank everybody who has come together for this initiative, Mayor Breed and the investment and the innovation in the approach that we've taken here. Yes, we know that police have a very important role in walking the beat, and I want to thank our officers who are here in the leadership. But sometimes it's as simple as just having a friendly face who's smiling, who's there, can give you information, who makes you feel a little bit safer. And the folks behind us are going to play such a key role in making sure our city comes back even stronger. I had the opportunity to meet and talk to some of the folks behind me, Moana, and Devante. Moana and Devante. And they told me that not only are they enjoying meeting a lot of people, but they're actually getting to experience all of these great sites themselves. They're walking around and seeing the cable turnaround. They're going to stand and be a part of our museums. This is something that I think is a tremendous pride for our city, to have people who can welcome and can represent the best of San Francisco. Moana and Devante and everyone here behind me, thank you. Thank you to all of the folks from our CBDs who do this as ambassadors all over the downtown area. This has been, under Mayor Breed's leadership, a very challenging time. It's been a team effort with all of you here to get us through this, and it'll be a team effort to make sure we come back even stronger. So with that, I want to introduce the next speaker, who is from one of our most important downtown businesses. And we know that by making this area more welcoming for visitors, we also hope that we can see many of our office workers and city employees come back as well. So please welcome Michele Schneider, the Senior Vice President of Workplace Services from Salesforce. Thank you, Michele.
Hi there. Thank you so much, Mayor Breed and the City of San Francisco, for having me here today. We think downtown ambassadors are a great addition to the city. Again, my name is Michele Schneider. I lead Salesforce's Global Workplace Services for our amazing real estate team. We're so thankful to be part of downtown's recovery. As some of you may know, Salesforce started in San Francisco, not far from here, on Telegraph Hill more than 20 years ago. Today, we're so proud to be San Francisco's largest private employer. Throughout the pandemic, we've worked to support San Francisco and our community through these incredibly challenging times by giving more than $3 million to support local small businesses. And in this year, we also reached an exciting milestone of contributing more than $100 million to Bay Area school districts. As I come in each week, it's great to see the city starting to recover. We see people out and about, our employees are coming in, and I'm really looking forward to the downtown ambassadors being a part of that return, and really a friendly welcome to everyone who comes in. We're so excited to welcome employees back to our offices. We actually continue to open floors last week, this week, next week, so great attendance from our employees coming in. Right now we're hiring at a very rapid pace. We've already opened more than 60 offices globally, and San Francisco is an import of our real estate strategy because this is our headquarters. We're encouraging our teams to gather in person when it's safe to do so, events, team collaboration, training, customer meetings. Our Salesforce real estate is much more than architecture and design. It's really about bringing our company culture to life and our company values to life. We just reopened our beautiful Ohana floor, so hopefully most of you have been there. And we have employees and customers going up right now, but soon we'll open it up for the public and for nonprofits to come back, as we did before. We remain committed to supporting the San Francisco community as it's been our home for the past 22 years. We're so grateful to the city and the mayor for their support and leadership and welcoming guests back to downtown. So thank you so much for having me today. And now I'd like to introduce Monetta White, Executive Director of MOED.
I'm sorry. Thank you. We're here to celebrate warm welcomes and to welcome people back to San Francisco. Yerba Buena, where you can find the highest concentration of arts and culture west of the Hudson, this beautiful place. The Museum of African Diaspora reopened less than 2 weeks ago, and we already welcome back residents and visitors to engage with the arts in the new way. Arts and culture are part of the essence of our city. Our museum reflects the diversity and inclusivity of San Francisco. From MOAD to the Yerba Buena Center of the Arts to SF MoMA to the Contemporary Jewish Museum and to the Children's Creative Museum. These are just a few of the museums in the neighborhood. There is something in San Francisco for everyone. But our museums and cultural institutions can only flourish and continue to enrich our city if we have visitors coming to them. That is why we are thrilled to have the Welcome Ambassadors now helping visitors find their way around the city and discover new experiences, Yerba Buena and beyond. There's another reason I'm excited for these hospitality ambassadors. They're not only a sign of investment of our city's recovery, but also an investment in our visitors and residents. It is proof that San Francisco values you and what you feel and wants you to feel safe and cared for so you can enjoy your time in the city. As a native San Franciscan, I want to thank you again to our Madam Mayor, to all of you, of a great partners here today, and to all the supporting the San Francisco's recovery. Mayor Breed, also, it was really exciting to know you're standing to a fellow Galilean right here, who's also part of our ambassadors. So as a native San Francisco, we always have to know where you went to high school. Now, I wanted to turn this over to introduce you to Ike Kwan, incoming chair of San Francisco Travel and chief operating officer and head of the government affairs of the California Academy of Science.
All right, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Mayor. The biggest question on my mind when I woke up today was, man, I hope this suit still fits me. I haven't worn this in 2 years, and I think it's going okay. Well, today is a great day for the tourism and hospitality industry, for our city on our road to recovery. Mayor London Breed has been our champion, and she has answered our calls for hospitality ambassadors to help our visitors, our convention attendees feel welcome, safe, and taken care of when they come to San Francisco. Our hotels, our restaurants, retail, sports venues, theaters, museums, and all attractions are open. Our gate is open. This past weekend, if you felt in the city, it was vibrant and electric with outside lands and also Halloween events everywhere throughout the city. On top of this, we are so excited because we cannot wait to welcome back our international visitors come November 8th. When we reopen our, yes, that's right. When we reopen our borders to the world. Now, our hospitality ambassadors here, they embody San Francisco's embracing spirit, something for which we are known and loved for. Now, our mayor here has been a champion for us for so long, and she is probably the best ambassador that a city could have, representing us everywhere she goes. One of the key things with our welcome ambassador, I think, as someone had said here before, is that when you walk around the city, it's not just we're reopened. It's that you are welcome and you are safe, and this is a great place to be. So I'd like to invite the mayor to come up here, but as I do, I want to introduce someone. It's my privilege to introduce Mario Jeffrey. Mario is one of our amazing welcome ambassadors. He is a native San Franciscan. As you noted, Mayor, he went to Galileo High School. Yes, and you were born at St. Luke's in the Mission.
Yes, I was, along with 5 of my other siblings.
Oh, 5 years, okay. I wasn't stalking you. I just happened to know that.
It's all good.
Mario has worked faithfully in the hospitality industry since he was in high school, working at places like our homegrown Boudin and our iconic Cliff House. And as a former hotel banquet waiter myself, I identify with you, although you're a little taller than I am. So with that, I'd like to introduce Mario to say a few words and welcome the mayor.
Good morning, everybody, and good morning, Mayor Breed. My name is James Jeffrey, James Mario Jeffrey Jr. to be exact. I'm a San Francisco native, and also, as you heard, I went to the alma mater of our lovely Mayor Breed. I am a San Francisco Welcome Ambassador, and I am here today with the rest of the Welcome Ambassadors to present Mayor Breed with her very own Welcome Ambassador, San Francisco Jeffrey.
Thank you. Yeah, I can put it on. You're a natural. Love! So you go by James or Mario?
I go by both. It's funny.
Okay. Well, I'm going to say James. What's so great about having someone like James as an ambassador is he knows San Francisco. And there is nothing like someone coming to San Francisco for the first time and running into somebody like James and saying, James, nice to meet you. Where do I go to get on the cable car and see the best view? And I bet James could tell him exactly what to do or make the best recommendation of where is the right stop, because everybody gets off on the lumbar, right? So maybe you want to take it down, kind of loop around and then come back, but you get all these great views. Anyway, the point is these ambassadors are exactly what this city needs. We need people like James and some of the folks who are here that are out on the streets that enjoy this work and what they're doing, and that want to help people, because that's going to make all the difference in everyone's experience. And part of that is, it's not just our officers and our ambassadors, it's also all of us and how we greet people and how we make them feel welcome and how we stop to say if they ask for directions. You know, well, actually now everybody has a smartphone, so people don't even stop and ask for directions anymore, do they? But the point is, this is going to be great for our city. I'm so happy we're launching it. The city is committed over the next 2 years to invest $12.5 million in this program. We want it to be successful. We're hopeful, and we're going to keep shining because we're the city that knows how, despite the fog and all the craziness that happens. San Francisco is a great city, and we shine bright despite the fog. So thank you all so much for being here.
Thank you, Mayor Breed, and thank you everyone for coming. Have a great day.